All right. Welcome, class of 2023. Listen, we're really excited to have the opportunity to welcome many of you back on campus next week. We are going to be going over some information today. You're our third session. We've met with 2021 and 2022 already. And students, you asked some great questions. So we will not be raising hands, or you can raise your hand, but we're not going to answer people who raise their hand. In the Q&A is where you will put your questions, and we will try to respond to them as we go along in this session. So I'm going to start with every day that you are on campus physically. So if you're in cohort A, that would be Monday, Tuesday. Before you come to school, you will go to a link that we're going to practice that we will show you at the end of this meeting. You will go to a link and it'll ask you how you're feeling, and you will mark it. You will hit submit. And then when you come on campus, in order to get on campus, you need to show us. You will get an email after you submit that you already went through screening, but we'll show that to you at the end. You must wear a mask while on campus, and you must keep social distance as much as you can, as much as makes sense. The official CDC guidelines is 6 feet apart while you are outside and in a classroom. Now, some of you say, hey, they've changed it to 3 feet. I think that 3 feet is only for elementary age students because they do not transmit COVID as easily as teenagers and adults. When you get here, if you're in cohort A on Monday, you will notice many of the entryways will be locked. The reason is you are going to show us on your iPad or phone that you have already completed the daily screening tool. And so then we will let you on campus. You will get a map on Sunday night that will tell you what parts of campus are open when you check in for first or second periods on Monday or Tuesday. Bell schedule, Dr. Mitchell is going to put the bell schedule up right now, and I'll go over it very quickly. Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. So, folks, you are in one of 4 cohorts. You are either in cohort A, which means you will physically come to school on Monday and Tuesday in person. If you are in cohort B, what are you going to do Monday and Tuesday? You're going to get up at the same time as everybody else, and you will go to period 1 Monday morning, but your teacher will be broadcasting from the classroom. So you will watch the lesson while cohort A is in the classroom. Okay. Now, this is confusing. At the bottom of Monday at 1:40, it says cohort A in person for digital office hours. That is incorrect. All we're saying is that on Monday and Tuesday, cohort A is in person from 8 to 12:35. Office hours are digital. That means they're not in person. So office hours are going to be digital every day. Okay. Now, Wednesdays look just like they do now. Nobody will be on campus, but you will go to Wolf Den at 9:10. If you are in cohort B, you will not physically come to campus until Thursday and Friday. Now, if you are in cohort A on Thursday, you will go to class remotely while cohort B is in class in front of the teacher. Okay. All right. This next part causes a lot of questions. Oh, if you're in cohort C or D, you have told us you're not coming to campus at all. So you're going to go to every class online, just like you're doing now. All right, here's the tricky part. I am in cohort A. It's Tuesday morning. I have a period 2. Parents have left for work. I realize I really don't want to get out of bed to go to class. So I am going as a cohort A person, period 2. I've decided I'm going to just do it remotely. And you're in cohort A. If you do, even if you do it remotely, you will be marked absent because you have told us and your parents you will be at school on Monday and Tuesday if you are in cohort A. Now, what happens if you really wake up Tuesday morning, cohort A, period 2, and you really are sick and your parents are gone, but you want to not miss class and you want to do it remotely? Great. Do it remotely. You'll be marked absent. Tell your parents you were sick. You did not go to period 2, or in fact, you didn't go to class in person at all on Tuesday. And they will send an email to the attendance office saying that, hey, I know my kid was supposed to be there, but they were sick. Then you'll be marked present. Same for cohort B on Thursday and Friday. We expect you to be here in person. Okay, if you are not, you'll be marked absent even if you join on Zoom. All right, classroom instruction, what it looks like.
I can talk about that. Classroom instruction, you will have the teacher in your classroom working with the students that are present in person. And at the same time, they will be running their Zoom classroom. Video will be on so that the students that are at home can be watching that live lesson. So that's what it will look like. We do ask the expectations for the classroom are that you sit in your assigned seat. We are currently spacing desks 6 feet apart, and we do need you, once you're assigned a seat, to remain sitting in that seat unless your teacher were to move you to a different seat. We do expect you to wear your mask in the classroom, maintain social distancing. Also, your iPads, you need to bring them to school every day. They need to be charged at home. And there are no charging stations at school. So it is your responsibility to make sure that they are fully charged when you bring them to school. Dr. Mitchell, do you want to talk about the gap in schedule?
Sure, I'll go ahead and stop sharing this too. All right, so there could be some students who have what we call a gap period in their schedule. That means, let's say, for example, you have a first period class, you do not have a third period class, but then you have a fifth period class. If you're in that situation, we're asking you not to go to class because there's no class for you to go to. You do not have to be on campus. So if you have a gap period in your schedule, you do not have to be on campus during that gap period. We do not take attendance for the gap period. However, if you need to be on campus, if you have a sibling or somebody else you work with and you have to be on campus during that gap period, you can go to the library. You can go to the CHS library. We'll be monitoring the number of students who are visible and who are present. And if you go to the library and the library is full, we'll find another place for you to go to. So let me just say it again. If you have a gap period in your schedule, you do not have to be on campus during that gap period. We do not take attendance for a gap period, okay? Some of you might be TAs. There are a few of you who might be TAs. TAs typically are juniors and seniors. But if you are a TA, if you're assigned to a TA period, we are asking TAs to Zoom into class. We're asking you not to go to the class physically in person. Again, if you have a need to be in the class, if you have a sibling or some other arrangement where you have to be on campus and you are a TA, we will work with your teacher to make sure that teacher has the right number of students in the physical classroom so we can maintain social distancing, okay? So let me say one more time, if you have a gap in your schedule, you do not have to be on campus. If you are on campus with a gap in your schedule, you could go to the library or we can find you another socially distanced space for you to be. All right, thank you.
Going back to the assigned seats just for a minute, we did purchase some mats that you'll use. They're kind of like a giant clear plastic placemat that you would have at home. You're going to place your name on that, and you are going to take that from spot to spot, or classroom to classroom rather, as you move throughout your day. Your lockers are going to be the same ones you've had from last year. We understand that you only had those for half a year and that you probably don't remember what the combination is, or maybe even the locker number where it's located. So you have a couple of options. You can either come to our student services window right out in the front office, or you can ask a proctor during the passing periods and they will direct you and give you your correct locker combination. For those of you taking a PE class, PE lockers have also been socially distanced. So those will be assigned to you when if you're coming in person, those will be assigned the first day that you're here. Please don't share either your PE locker or your book locker with anybody because we want to maintain that social distancing. So please use your own locker. Please refrain from eating in classrooms because that does encourage the mask to come off and on, and we don't want that in class. You need to wear your mask throughout the day. Lunchtime. We're going to serve lunch through the 2 kiosks that are in the center of campus, just like we did last year. We'll also have a pop-up tent out in the parking lot so that you can go through. It's kind of like a drive-through, and you'll be able to grab your lunch and go. So you don't have to stay on campus. Bathroom stalls, we have some of them shut down to help you maintain that social distancing in the restrooms as well. Please make sure that when you go into the restroom, go take care of business and leave right away. There's no reason to hang out in there and wait for your friends. You need to be outside waiting. We are cleaning all surfaces nightly when the custodian crew comes through. So we will be cleaning those areas. For those of you who are going to be in a computer lab, we have ordered some protective covers for the keypads that are disposable and protective covers for the mice. Those will be disposable, and until they come in, we will have disinfectant that you can use if you choose to use that. Again, please adhere to all of the social distancing. Going back to classroom cleaning, we are doing deep cleaning on Wednesdays. So throughout the entire day Wednesday, while you're at home zooming into Wolf Den, we will be deep cleaning both restrooms and classrooms.
Also, if any sophomores or some of you I know get your licenses towards the end of the year, if you are driving, we are not doing any parking permits this year. So you could come on campus and park. Just make sure you're not parking in any of the senior spots or staff spots.
I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what the symptom checker looks like. So you'll notice it says, and we will post this in various places, Canvas, our student website, so that you can see. This has to be filled out every day that you are physically on campus. So if you're cohort A, you'll be filling it out on Mondays and Tuesdays. If you're cohort B, you'll be filling it out on Thursdays and Fridays. Cohort C and D, you're staying home, so you don't need to fill this out at all. But you will fill in starting with your CUSD email address. It's very important you use the CUSD email address and not some other personal address. You'll click on today's date. You'll enter your last name and your first name. There's a question here that asks if you are attending in person today. You either click yes or no. My parent and guardian will inform the school of my absence. And then it will ask you symptom questions, whether or not you feel sick. There's an example here of the different types of symptoms you may have. If you're COVID positive, you'll click on yes or no. And then to the best of your knowledge, have you been exposed to somebody within the last 10 days that has COVID? You'll click yes or no. Once you submit this form, you are going to get an email back that will say, thank you for filling out the form, and it'll have the current date on that. You need that in order to get in to those locations where we're screening people as you come onto campus. So please have that ready either on your phone or on your iPad so that we can make that transition go a little bit smoother. Please keep in mind that it may take a little bit longer, even though there's fewer of you on campus. It's going to take some adjustment and some time to get you onto campus and get you screened and get you through. So please make sure you adjust for that as you leave your homes in the morning.
Student IDs, if you have lost your ID, you don't know where it's at this point, we do ask you to bring your school ID if you have it available. If you cannot find it, then you can show us a picture or show us your schedule on your Student Connect account that you can access from your phone or your iPad. At this time, we don't have an answer, but we are looking to see if we are going to be able to take pictures of students again and reissue IDs, but we don't know yet. So for the time being, if you have your ID, bring it, and if not, show us a picture of your schedule.
If you are, there's a few sophomores who are taking AP exams in May. If that is you, you are going to need an ID to get in. If you don't have a California ID or a California driver's license, then please plan accordingly to get your student ID from the ASB office so we can get that ahead of time and not wait till the last minute.
All right. Health office. The health office is no longer in the office. Due to COVID restrictions, we have moved temporarily the health office to the theater of the lobby. And so if you sprain your ankle walking to class and you go to class and you tell your teacher you want to go to the health office because your ankle is swelling up and in lots of pain, then the teacher will write you a note to go to the health office. When you get to the health office, they will see it's an ankle injury. They will put you in a certain area. Now, if you're in class and suddenly you have a fever and you have muscle aches, teacher will send you to the health office, but this time, because those are similar to COVID symptoms, the health office will put you in a different waiting area and assess you there. So there will be 2 separate rooms in the health office, one for students that have COVID-like symptoms and one for students who may have another issue. People have brought up, how do we know where your classrooms are? If you look on Q, it'll say the room numbers for your classes. That is how you would get that. I'm not sure because I wasn't listening closely. PE closed. Did we address that issue? PE clothes, no. You do not, if you have a PE class, you do not have to wear CHS PE clothes, but you do need to wear something appropriate for PE. So I imagine your teachers will talk to you more about that on Monday if you're in cohort A and you show up in inappropriate clothing, but you need to really be in appropriate clothing. So you do not have to wear CHS PE clothes, and that is only for this year. I know there are more Q&A information coming in. We're trying to answer it. And I see my assistants are actually answering them right now. So if you're in cohort B, when do you technically start school? Next Thursday, and I believe that is the 22nd. That is correct.
Yeah, but just for clarification, you will be still attending school every day, 4 days a week on Zoom. Thank you. So that we just need to be really clear, regardless of what cohort you're in, whether it's A, B, C, or D, you will be attending school every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, either in person or online. Okay, so again, you will be attending every day, 4 days a week online. Wednesday is the asynchronous day, just like it is now. So if you're completely remote, let's say you're 100% remote, you're going to log in on Monday, and you're going to log in on Tuesday, and you're going to log in on Thursday and Friday to your courses, just to make sure that's clear for everybody.
Is this Zoom call important for people who are staying online? If you're staying online, yeah, you will be going to class 4 days a week remotely. So yeah. Do we get a personal schedule, what classes we have? You need to go into Q and you can print out your schedule, take a picture of it on your phone. So yeah, that's how you're going to know where to go. No, you may not. If you want to change your cohort to a remote cohort, if you suddenly want to do that, you have to have your parents send an email right now to, and I will give you, it's going to be Dr. Mitchell's assistant, Marina Bliska. So I will put her email in. Clara. So I am putting her. So I just sent you Miss Bliska's email. If your parents decide today they want you to stay home and move to cohort D, then they need to email us very quickly. I didn't go to Claremont last year, so that is why this week we are having campus tours for any students that are new to CHS. Ms. Deemer, you want to talk about those tours?
Sure. At those tours, we are providing you.
Well, how do they go? What? Suppose they missed it because we've done alpha already. So.
Yes, if you missed it, not a problem. You can come. We have tours at 1 o'clock, 1:45, 2:30, and 3:15, and that is every day. Today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And if you missed it, just come on one of those times and we will take you and we will give you a tour of the campus. We will provide you with a copy of your schedule and a copy of your locker information.
The Google link that you need to do before you come to school physically, it will be in Canvas. I'll send it to you in Canvas. It'll also be on the web page. If you go to school for a couple of weeks and your parents decide it's no longer safe, can you move to a full online schedule? They would need to contact Dr. Mitchell's assistant, and we could probably make arrangements for that. Now, going the other way might be more difficult. You want to, if you're in cohort D and you're online and you suddenly say, hey, I'd rather come back to campus, that may not be possible. How do you check what cohort you're in? Dr. Mitchell, is that on queue yet or not?
So we are trying to make that visible in Student Connect and Parent Connect. If you don't know, this was emailed to your parents about 3 weeks ago. If you don't know your cohort, you can email me. My email is in my name right here on the Zoom. You can see it, jmitchell@cusd.claremont.edu. Email me directly. I will let you know. If you have any questions about cohort assignments, just email me and I will get back to you.
Or they could email Marina Bliska as well. She will have that. All right. Hey, listen,
Dr. O'Connor, I'm going to share my screen really quick. There was a question about the campus tours. I don't know if you could see it, but
yes, they can.
Okay, so campus tours are here. If you missed it, you can come out of your alpha turn. That is fine, but they are 30 minutes long. And once again, those tours are at 1 o'clock, 1:45, 2:30, and 3:15. They're happening today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is makeup day. But once again, if you missed it, you can come and we will take you at any of these times.
On any day. You do not have to wait till Friday if you missed your time.
There was a question about class sizes I just thought I would address, and that is the average class size or cohort in-person cohort size is 10, okay? So most classes, if you are here physically present, will be about 10 students. Some might be a little bit larger, some will be smaller. Right now, we are obligated to keep class sizes, in-person sizes at 18 or fewer for most classes. And again, most classes are going to be about 10. So if students are switching cohorts, we have to look every time we get a request to make sure that we're not going beyond the class sizes that we've established. And again, that's 18. You will probably not have any classes that are 18 in person. Most of your classes are going to be about 10 students in person. But there was a question about that I just wanted to address.
Question about the fall. We assume we are opening school just like we used to open school. So you are 10th graders. So last year from September to February, that was the schedule. It will look very similar. As of today, that is our plan. Regular school, all students here every day. All right. We need to meet with class of 2024. There were many questions. We're keeping track of questions we did not answer. And we will probably send more information out through Canvas over the next few days. Thank you for being here, class of 2023. And we look forward to seeing you sometime next week.
Are you done answering the questions? Because it says end.